Hey, good morning, everybody. It is morning. It's getting to be late morning, but it's very nice outside right now, and I am in the bungalow. So, and the first thing that I need right now is some immediate power in here. Now, I do have a solar system that I'm going to hook up in the next, I always underestimate how long it will take me to do things, but so in the next few days, I'll say that, depending on the weather. But in the meantime, I do have batteries, of course. I've got an extra inverter. But that brings me to the review for today of something when you need immediate power and you just have a battery. And this is a pretty cool little device. So I'm going to get right to it, because I am going to need some power in here. I need to charge up some power tools. I'm going to need light at night, which I did have light last night over here. And I was using that Opus portable power station, which works very well. So I was able to, be working up here at night. But today, and it's a little crowded in here because I don't have everything organized. I only have one shelf up, and I've got a couple of tables spread out here and here. But I'll try and lift this into place here, what I want to talk about. And we can call that kind of an unboxing. And this is something that I really like. It will give you immediate power with just one battery. And I don't know if you can see it through the packaging. This is the LICITTI or LICITTI battery box. It has a 1000 watt pure sine wave inverter built into it. It's got multiple outlets for discharging your devices, whatever you may need. It's got multiple inputs for charging as well. So, yeah, pretty cool. We'll get right into that. Okay, and this is what it looks like straight out of the box. And it's just simply called a battery box. And what this really is going to be your portable power station. So we know there's a lot of power stations, portable power stations out there on the markets. And this is going to be very, very simple for people. And it's very inexpensive, actually. And it has all the components built in. All the components are built into the lid. And I'll show you that in a minute. But all you have to do is simply drop a battery in there and tie it up with the positive and negative terminal to the battery, and you're ready to go. And it's got, the old cigarette style lighter discharge. It's got a couple of USB ports. You got the main power switch, a multi-function display we'll take a look at once we get the battery tied up. And then for charging, you've got some Anderson connections. You got 175 amp input output right here. This one says 50 amps input output. And for solar input here, 10 amps, maximum 45 volts. So, and on the top, and then on the bottom, you got a 50 amp input output there. And we'll turn it around a little bit and show you what's on the other side here. You got a fan here. You got your AC out, so you can just plug, extension cord, power strip, like that, into it. And you've got another fan right here. And when you just pop the top off, it really is just a box. And you can see that there's a strap in there for fastening down your battery, whatever battery you want to use. It does say it has a weight limit of about 77 pounds, I believe. So you could even put, you know, a lead acid in there, but who wants to do that? We're going to drop a lithium iron phosphate in there, but it'll hold all of your basic 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate batteries. And then right here is what the inside of that lid looks like. It looks to be built very well. Built-in MPPT, which is that little black box. The silver is the 1000 watt pure sine wave inverter. But all of the connections, everything look really, really nice in here. And then it's just got your battery terminals here, negative, positive. So let's drop a battery in there and see what this thing can do. And this will be immediate power for in here. And it also comes with a package of some various connections. Here's an Anderson connector with some alligator clips. We'll take a look at that. And here's what I really like for plugging straight in to one of those charging terminals right there, with some MC4 connectors, which are really, really nice for just plugging your solar panel into it. And then there's a little bag of some hardware here. So another, looks like a mounting strap, a couple of terminal covers, and we'll get that all put together and see what that looks like. So yeah, it looks like you got everything you need to just absolutely drop in a little battery and you've got power. And right here, I just dropped in an old ampere time, which is now lead time, as a lot of you guys know and have. Slips right in there. I'm not going to fasten that down. I'm just showing you that kind of the standard size 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery drops right in here. In my opinion, you're going to want to use lithium iron phosphate to make this a very lightweight portable power station. And let's drop in this Go kilowatt hour and see how that fits. And that also drops in there nicely. Now it didn't fit in absolutely square because of these side moldings and the dimensions on the battery, but if you just turn it at a little bit of an angle, it fits in there just fine. But you can see, because of the way that these moldings are, you might just have to angle it a little bit. But with these fastening straps down here, you got some nice Velcro straps to tighten your battery down with. It does work as well. But for the absolute lightest package, I'm going to go ahead and drop in this red Odo. And this is their mini. So it's very lightweight. As I recall, that's about 19 pounds. Well within the 70 pounds, the 77 pounds that this thing can hold if you were to go with a different kind of a chemistry. But to absolutely keep it portable, I would stay with as small of a profile as you can get by with. But any of the standards work well, like I just showed you. But for me, lifting it around today, I'm going with the absolute lightest weight battery that I have. And then I'll fasten this down and we'll hook it up. And there it is, cinched down nice and tight with the securing strap that it comes with. You can just slip it through here, pull this part down very, very tight, and Velcro it. So that thing's not going anywhere. Okay, that was pretty easy. So I just took the positive course to the positive. And depending where your terminals are, you might have to make a little, bend or a little bit different configuration. I don't have these cinched down super tight, but to get this to where the lid will close, I had to just kind of snake this negative around like this, and I already gave it a pre-test, so that's going to close real nice. So I can tighten these down now, and it should be ready to fire up. So that was easy. In reality, this whole thing, from unboxing to dropping your battery in and having power, you're really talking about a couple of minutes. And just as a side note, before you get this far with it, slip your terminal covers over. I thought this might have a slit in it to just snap over. It does not. So I'll take this off, slip it over and up a little bit like I did with this one. And now you can just pull this back into place like so. Yeah, right, with one hand, like. Well, I'll do it with two hands. Okay, and that's what that looks like. And I would definitely use these. I mean, even though the pure sine wave inverter here has a plastic covering over that, so you wouldn't inadvertently make contact, put these on there so when you close the lid, these terminals won't make any contact with anything in there. But that's a pretty nice little build, actually. I'll give you guys just one more look over that, and you can see everything is really tight. I went in there, there's nothing loose. So we should be able to just close the lid now, tighten it down with the 4 corner screws, and be up and running. Okay, yeah, those 4 corner bolts went in real easy. Let's turn it on now. It should come right on. You can see the USB receptacles have lit up. There's the display lit up, and it's got a mode button here. It shows the battery as full, which this was a fully charged battery. So I know that's what I'm starting with, 121 volts. So it's running right at that 120 volts that it's supposed to. We can toggle through. That must be the discharge. We'll hook up something and see, but I'm pretty sure that is. And then right there, 13.6, that's a full 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery. So we should be good to go. And I plugged in an extension cord into the AC out. And I've got it plugged into that power strip right there, charging some batteries. I turned the light on. As you can see, it's working just fine. Absolute silent production. I hear no noise coming from that whatsoever. That makes a pretty nice little portable power station. Yeah, so thanks to LICITTI for sending this out for a review. I was just thinking about something like this several months ago. It's like, man, and you know, I was thinking about building my own portable power station. I played around with that on a previous video, trying to build my own. But LICITTI has made this very, very easy. You have one 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery, and drop it in, and you've got power, and you can charge it up real quick. So we'll put up a solar panel with this connection right here with those, and see what it shows when it's charging. I'll move it outside here, but yeah, loving that. And because I have that really lightweight battery in there, you know, this thing's coming in at about 25 pounds total, so super lightweight. And when I toggle through this, I mean, you can see that it's still 13.5 with a running load. I'm not running much of a load, like I said, just charging some batteries and running a light. And if I toggle through, 122 volts, so that's still all fantastic. And then this one that shows 0, this must be for input, and we should see watts going in, I'm guessing here, when I hook up those solar panels, or a solar panel. Yeah. But nice to have a display, especially for how your battery's functioning. All right. And just before I go outside and hook up a solar panel to this thing, we'll take a look at the price. So this particular unit at LICITTI.com is $168. and that's without the AC charger. And then for with the AC, a 20 amp AC charger, it's $213, and that would look like this if you got the AC charger right there. So you could get it with an AC charger, which is nice, Anderson connection, and AC wall plug your 20 amp charger. So if you wanted that as well, but otherwise you've got everything else you need with the $168 model, which this one is. I don't need that 20 amp charger. I've got one if I needed to use it, but so yeah, so for 168 bucks plus your battery, you've got a very nice portable power station. And I got my depleted GoPro battery charging up off that USB-C. So I like that it has multifunctioning charging just besides the AC. It's got a couple of USB connections, and then that cigarette lighter style charger that I showed you as well. Okay, I just hooked up the solar panel, but one thing I wanted to show you guys with these little USB-C, it's got an on-off switch. The light kind of comes on. I'm in the sunlight right now, so you can see it is on, and then you can just push that button and turn them off if you want. I've actually got this charging up my camera right now because I started running down. And right here, I just hooked up a little 50-watt solar panel. It can take up to a 150-watt solar panel. And with that Anderson connection with the MC4 connectors snapped right in there. So it's actually charging right now, albeit not very much because I don't really have it in a great sunny location. Just plugged it up to show you how easy it is. And it is easy. So there you go, charging. Okay, I've got it charging USB-C here, and off the AC side here with this power strip. And on this, charging these little batteries, it didn't show enough to register the AC output, but I just tied in this tower fan right here, which is blowing on low. And if I go up to the display, it shows it's pulling 36 watts. And then if I toggle through, battery voltage 13.4 and 118 volts. So yeah, the AC output works. When I had the solar panel hooked up, I didn't see any display of what's coming in, although there would have been minimal coming in, but it doesn't look like there's a display for the solar coming in. But anyway, and one of the things it does say in the instructions is that anything over like 13 volts as a battery voltage will show as full. And of course it says that doesn't mean you have a full battery at all, as we all know that that's true. So, but right now, still got a very full battery, haven't really pulled any kind of a load, but it's hot in here, so I'm gonna let that fan run and get back to organizing this place. But pretty neat little idea for those of you that are thinking, yeah, portable power station. And there you go, this 1,000 watts. I wish I had something up here. Maybe I'll run down and grab something that pulls a little more power. Well, let's do this just for fun, even though I'm not gonna try to discharge this battery. But anyway, I've got this 30 amp lithium iron phosphate charger, which we can see what that draws. So right now we're drawing a total of 36 watts coming off of that. Just charging some batteries and running the tower fan. And let's hook this charger up to that battery and let it pull at least a few hundred watts. Okay, now you can hear the battery box making some noise, pulling 520 watts off of this. And of course, we know the majority is that particular charger. now draining that lightweight Rododo into this 200 amp hour Redodo. And like I said, I'm not going to let that go very long because I want to keep my battery box pretty fully charged for the rest of the day and night. But anyway, there it is. Now it's settling down a little bit. 470 some watts, pulling from the battery box and pumping it into another battery. So yeah, for 168 bucks, I love this thing. Not bad. Super easy. 5-minute install of dropping your battery in there, hooking it up, and there you got 1,000 watts at hand. And seems to be doing just fine. I will let you know, of course, if anything ever pops up on this of concern, but it looks like to be a very solid build. Super easy, super user friendly. And it does have some carrying handles. I don't think I've mentioned that before, but it's got some side handles, both sides, for picking that thing up. And like I said, that thing's just barely over 25 pounds, if that. So I like it, and we'll keep working it out. And now I got to go back to work. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and thanks again to LICITTI for sending that battery box out for a review. We're thinking it's going to be a pretty cool little unit, and the first review from the Bungaloha. All right, everybody, catch you on the next one. Yeah, got a beautiful day. Definitely all the systems are getting up to a nice charge today. Probably run out some extension cables and a 100-watt panel and keep that battery box charged up. I got some 30-foot cables I can run out, and I will have immediate power in here, and then I will get to building a nice solar array for this place once I get it better organized. All right, catch you guys later.